and welcome to Comic Book Day number 8. I'm Joe, and as always, I'm showing you everything I bought this week, new comic books, and kind of talking about comic books while I'm doing it. This week, I've got a really big week. I bought a whole lot of stuff, kind of from all over the place. First, though, I wanted to thank my guest star from the last episode, Jeremy. And yeah, I don't know. If you guys like having guest stars on here, I don't know. Let me know. I don't know. Hit the like button, or leave a comment saying that you want to see some more guest stars. Because yeah, I could do that. I'm sure I could get different people to be on here. And then, let's get started with this week's comics. This is Secret Empire, Brave New World, number 1. This is, I think it's going to go through and show kind of just little stories kind of that are going on in Secret Empire. It's following different heroes that aren't going to be a part of the main storyline. So, I'm excited to read this one. It's always kind of cool to see what's going on in the world that you're not getting to see in the bigger story, though. This is Spider-Man number 17. This one looks exciting. It's cool to see. They're finally going to have gold balls suit up. This is Miles Morales' former X-Men. Now Miles' roommate. And yeah, he's teaming up with shoot, I could not think of what her name is right now. Even though I've read it in the comics a million times. And they're teaming up with Genki. So, yeah, I really like this comic a lot. I really like the Miles Morales Spider-Man, and really, I like Brian Michael Bendis. Definitely kind of on his kind of individual titles. I don't know. I was disappointed by Civil War 2, like most everyone. But I don't know. I still like Brian Michael Bendis for what he did with Ultimate Spider-Man, especially. That's what really got me into like Marvel comics in the very beginning, at least. This is Iron Fist number 4. Yeah, like I've said, I really have enjoyed this series a lot. It's him going through and fighting, trying to, well, he doesn't realize it, but he's trying to kind of defend and keep Kunlun as a part of one of the 7 magical cities, I think it's what it's called. Yeah, I don't know all of the different kind of Iron Fist backstory. I know some of it, but this, and I've only read like one other Iron Fist comic, really. This is The Divided States of Hysteria, number 1. Yeah, I don't know. This one seems kind of like it's weird. It's kind of like a heightened version of America right now. Everyone's kind of, I think, very polarized and against each other. I'm talking about in the comic, but pretty much in America too right now. But yeah, and I think this is kind of a super heightened version of our country, or I don't know, the worst that could happen to our country if we kept being very divided from each other. This is Dark Knight 3, The Master Race, number 9. Yeah, this is the last issue of this, so it'll be exciting to see how this story ends. I've liked it a lot for the most part. They have little kind of in-between comics. Like, here, I'll show you. They're just a little mini comic book that's kind of like right in the middle. And it just goes and kind of tells a little side story that's kind of going on at the same time as the main story. But yeah, this has been really pretty good. It's about the city of Kandor, the shrunken city. They all learn how to grow, become the right size again, and try to take over Gotham City and ultimately the world. So yeah, it's been a whole lot of Batman beating up on Kryptonians. I like that. So this is some of the artwork from Dark Knight 3. Yeah, I've really been liking this a lot. It's Brian Azzarello and Andy Kubert. So yeah, it's been really good. And like I mentioned, I like these little comics that are in there, and they're drawn actually kind of a little slightly different. It's very much in Frank Miller's previously kind of set up style, though, for these characters, in this Dark Knight universe. This is Extremity number 4. The more I keep reading the series, the more I like it. It's really, really good. The main character is really good. She's this girl she was the best artist in their village, and then these other people, kind of invading people, came in and they cut off her hand, kind of to punish her father, who's the leader of their village. And yeah, they all kind of live on weird islands in the sky, and there's a lot of weirdness beyond weird monsters and stuff too. But yeah, this has really turned out to be pretty good, especially for a comic that I mostly picked up to kind of fill the void from another comic that's on a break right now. I don't know, it's been on a break for a long time now. This is Jessica Jones, number 9. I'm really liking the Jessica Jones comic. I think it's going to start tying into the Secret Empire storyline too. They brought Maria Hill kind of into this, who right now is wanted by Captain America. Of course, when Secret Empire started its actual comic, they haven't dealt with Maria Hill in that at all very much. So I don't know if this is a direct tie-in or not. It isn't labeled as a direct tie-in. This is Daredevil number 21. Looks like they're kind of back to the other art style that they had going on for a while. Actually, on the inside, it's way different. Yeah, I always loved Daredevil, though. I'm excited to read it, and it's a new story arc that just started, so that'll be cool to see. This is Batman number 24. I haven't been reading Batman, but I don't know. It's kind of all over the internet now. At the end of this issue, Batman proposes to Catwoman. So I wanted to check that out. Plus, there's another storyline that's coming up soon. It's going to be the Joker versus the Riddler, and I really want to read that one. So yeah, I picked this up, figured I'd start now if there's kind of a big thing going on in it. So here is some of the artwork from Batman. Yeah, I think this has had some really good artwork, just from what I've read. A couple different issues of it. Yeah, I don't know, I like this style a lot for Batman. It's kind of a little grittier, kind of very, textured, really. Yeah, I think it's good, especially for a Batman comic, I'd say. This is Walking Dead, number 168. This one is looking to be pretty exciting. You got a bunch of people bowing down to Negan, so I'm excited to see what's maybe going to happen with that. I don't know, if you read the Walking Dead comics, you kind of know what's going on with Negan. He hasn't been a leader right now for a while, and so it'll be interesting to see if he's coming back into kind of a leadership position over people. I really like The Walking Dead a lot. It's my favorite comic series probably right now. Well, I don't know, it's tough. There's a couple of, kind of smaller, not more mainstream comics. Southern Bastards really is one of my favorite, and Rumble. But I really love Walking Dead a lot. And, I like the TV show enough. It's really pretty good, really. But one of my favorite parts of the TV show is seeing and knowing that, Robert Kirkman writes on the TV show, and he kind of very purposely changes it sometimes and goes a different direction that he kind of had wanted to go when he was writing the comic book, but then, went a different way. So it's cool to see kind of how he gets to remake his own universe. But I really love the Walking Dead comics more than the TV show, and more than a lot of other comics. So now I'm going to get into some of these are just a little bit older, not from this week. Some of these are a lot older that I picked up this week, though. This is X-Men Gold, number 4. Right when this one came out is when I kind of decided to get back into reading X-Men Gold after I just read the second issue, and then I stopped after that one for, I don't know, a month. So yeah, now I'm kind of getting caught up on this. I think number 5 just came out this week, but I still only decided to get this one just to make sure. I have been liking this comic though so far. Yeah, I don't know. It's got like a really good X-Men team. You know, it's kind of classic people: Colossus, Kitty Pryde, Nightcrawler, Storm. Yeah, I like it. Old Man Logan, who, you know, he's Wolverine. This is Secret Empire Uprising, number 1. This came out last week, I'm pretty sure, but somehow I just kind of missed it before I recorded this. I actually picked it up just like the day that I recorded this, or the day after. But yeah, I'm excited to read this one. This is one of the kind of offshoot comics that I wanted to read, definitely, from Secret Empire. I don't know, it's going to be dealing with Black Widow kind of training the champions, who are, you know, a lot of the young superheroes. Miles Morales, you have the Vision's daughter, you have Amadeus Cho, the Hulk. Yeah, you got a lot of some of the younger superheroes that are fighting, wanting to fight Captain America, so Black Widow's going to train him. I also picked up Plastic number 2. Yeah, I don't know, I kind of held off on getting this. I didn't know how much, you know, I'd like the first one, but the more I kind of thought about this one, the more I wanted to read and check out this second one again. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see. It's a weird series, but I like when you have, like, kind of a weird hero in comic books. And while I was at the comic book store buying those two, they gave me this for free. This is Saga number 43. I have never read an issue of Saga, but I'm probably going to check this out just to kind of see what it's like. I know that it's one of the most, if not really the most, popular comic book series. Definitely also one of the highest reviewed comic book series, you know, critically. So yeah, I don't know. I want to check it out, definitely. Hopefully it won't be too confusing or off-putting to pick it up, you know, this late into it. But I don't know. I think it'll give me a little preview of it. So now these are some really old ones, starting with a couple that I got from Jeremy. When he came up here, he brought me this. This is Cow and Chicken number 3. I never knew that they put out Cow and Chicken comics at all. It's just got like 3 little short stories, you know, kind of like a Cartoon Network comic would do probably lots of times. But yeah, I like Cow and Chicken. I don't know, everyone likes it. It's weird. You got Super Cow. That's always good. This is another issue of Cow and Chicken. This is number 7. I'm guessing it's still the same format where it's, you know, just like 3 different stories. But yeah, I don't know. I'll check it out. Maybe this one is just one independent story and the other one just happened to be 3 stories. This is Twilight Zone number 1. I didn't know that they had these kind of older Twilight Zone comics at all. So I'm really excited to check it out. I don't know what this is going to be, if it's going to be a standalone story, or if I'm just going to have the first issue of, you know, a continuing story. The newer Twilight Zone comics have been kind of, you know, they'll have like 3 or 4 issues for kind of a story, and then have like 3 stories in a volume, kind of. So yeah, I don't know, I'm excited to check it out. I really love the Twilight Zone a lot. It's maybe my favorite TV show ever. And this is a weird one. This is Spitting Image number 1. This is an old comic that is pretty much making fun of Image Comics and kind of making fun of Marvel Comics and DC some. It's kind of written, I think it's written by all these people. It's got Jay Lee, it's got Rob Liefeld, I think that's how you say I don't know how to say his name, and Todd McFarlane. And yeah, they're kind of writing about, what their experiences were kind of working for the big companies and kind of what led them to starting Image and working at Image. But it makes fun of a lot of their comics too. Here's the back of that, and it's Spasm instead of Spawn. And he's got this horn with with chains coming out of his head, kind of making fun of it. Yeah, I don't know. I read this one actually already, and it's funny. It's got a lot of weird kind of in-jokes to writers. It's funny, if you know these writers especially, but I really only know 3 of them. But there is a lot of different writers that worked on this. I mean, some of these guys I might know if I looked them up, but I haven't looked them up yet, so I don't know. This was a weird, just random pickup. Actually, my friend Jeremy bought it and then didn't really want it, so he gave it to me. Alright, so that is everything. Yeah, this was kind of a long episode. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that I bought this week, though. So, thanks for watching, as always. And, yeah, definitely go check out all our new videos. And make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to leave us some comments. Leave a comment saying if you want me to have, more guests on this show. And, leave us a comment kind of telling us anything you think about the shows. I guess, obviously, try to be nice. So, yeah, make sure to come back next time. And, yeah, see you then.